I know what you were thinking. Because of COVID, Halloween's going to be canceled and you don't have to worry about a costume. And then your friend called and said, Halloween's back on. And you're like, wait, I didn't go anywhere. I don't have a costume. Yes, you do. Open up your makeup drawer. I know you have stuff in there. So here are some last minute Halloween costumes. Or this look. Because on this side, you almost look like you're totally normal. And then you flip to this side and you're like, yeah, I know. Let's have some fun. All right, so our first look of getting like a facelift, a faux facelift, was inspired by like pictures I was seeing online. And I did it for a little reel on Instagram and you guys were like, oh, that's so cool. So we are gonna redo that one right now. My face already has like its base makeup. So whatever makeup you use, just put it on, make yourself, look normal. Make sure to do some kind of eyeshadow base just because you're gonna be putting on a lot of eyeshadow. I did that with just like a NYX skin tone base. I have not set it though with a spray or anything. So it's just like skincare, foundation, under eye concealer and highlighter, brightener. That's where we're at right now, and now we're ready to get on to it. So one of the things that I think brings this look together is honestly just one of these cheap white spa headbands. It would be ideal if yours was clean. Mine is dirty, but I don't think anybody's gonna really be able to tell. So this was the inspiration. I pulled this when I was online doing research, not even for this topic, just like, I don't know what I was looking for, probably like something in the DIY community. And this kind of popped up and I was like, that would be amazing last minute Halloween makeup. And so that's what I decided to recreate for this first easy makeup look. I know this picture is black and white, which is good because basically you can see her outline. And basically all you really need is a black liner. Like I have a liquid liner, but in this picture, it even looks like they used a pencil because you can see like how it's kind of like rough. It looks like she just has like a great eyeshadow on. So I wanted to do like a gold eyeshadow with a bold lip and then these, marks all over my face. So I have a few palettes out in front of me. One of my favorite palettes really is this Natasha Denona palette. It has awesome golds and browns, and so I feel like we're just gonna build out our eye with that and then get to marking up our face. There's so many good colors. Maybe this color. What color are you? It's even a shimmer. I know people will go in with a matte first, and I'm like already like, we're just gonna make this like full-on shimmer. What color is this? It's called Shield 252M, and yeah, so it's a metallic. Ooh, pretty color. Really, you could do your eye however you want and then just draw the lines on your face. So if you hate what I'm doing with my eye or you have a different eyeshadow look that you're into, just do that. Like, honestly, like you do not need to do what I'm doing. Who even knows what I'm doing? I don't even know what I did last time. So trying to recreate this is kind of a problem for me because I do not remember. Oh, also my eyebrows are already done. So basically I will start both of these looks the same with my same foundation, same primer, and same eyebrow. Okay, I would say that blend kind of looks even. There are some really pretty glitters in this palette. I'm just thinking first we need to like kind of like warm up the outside and make it more intense. And I'm gonna pick up like one of my favorite Sigma brushes. I don't have a ton from them, but this one is great because it's like a tapered pointed edge and it's just like super forgiving. And this one's called the Small Tapered Blending E45. I am not connected to Sigma or anything. I just think that this type of brush is awesome. Let's see what happens if I put this over here. Ooh. Oh, I think this will be the good color too to wrap down. Okay, so that's kind of like an eye, like arcing up, and it's kind of like bronzy. So I feel like we need to kind of like blend it out a little bit. I'm just gonna bring this like kind of like lighter metallic-y color up on the top just to kind of, now it's like blended out a little bit better. And I just really want to utilize this goldy color. It is like crazy gold. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna take that, and this is really the star of everything. I'm just gonna pack this onto my eyelid. Seriously, I could have just done this probably from the beginning and then just kind of like blended with some browns. Really beautiful. So I'm just packing this on top, and I'm just going to then also put it in my inner corner because it's going across our brow are done, and then we're going to do an underneath line. There's also going to be an arrow coming off your crow's feet, so you're going to do like an arrow basically like here, and you need to do that one before you bring this line up because they could accidentally intersect each other. Then we have our mouth, and it's just like a line out. And then we have this thing on the side of our faces, kind of like coming in from our earlobe. Like from our ear, the top of our ear to the bottom of our lobe, and just like that. Same thing on this side. So now we're gonna do our chin. And we're just going along our jaw. All right, I think the last thing you would want to do to kind of like up this look is to put on, you know, just like your robe. I'm gonna love picking the boys up looking like this today. But let's do our lip. Maybe this pink. This like purple pink has been a really pretty color. On to our next look. All right, so this next look is definitely a joke, and I'm not saying that vascular occlusions are a joke. I know people are gonna come at me for this. You guys, it's all in fun. I thought it was in kind of keeping with kind of some of the things that we cover on this channel, and anyways, I just thought it would be kind of fun to recreate this like vascular occlusion that moves across our face, and people really liked it in my reel on Instagram, so that's what we're doing. The first thing about this look is we do like an intense purple eye, and I'm going to be using the NYX palette for this. Now, I didn't use it in my original one, and if I need to move to the original palette, I will, but I think we could probably get away with this very inexpensive NYX palette. So I'm just laying down this matte purple shade. It's kind of like an eggplant shade in the palette. I really don't know its color. I don't even think it says its color. If it does, I'm really, really sorry. Pack this in and just kind of blend it. Do the same thing on the other side just to get going. We've got our purple in our eyes. Then there's like a darker shade in this one. So I just used this purple color, but now there's like this kind of gray color. I'm gonna darken up some area with that and see how that looks. I have to say on these NYX pigments, I think they're working pretty good for being a very inexpensive drugstore palette. The thing that's cool about them is that this one in particular has these great like fall shades, but it also has metallics in it too. Now I want to wrap these like purple colors underneath my eye and just like bring it around. Because we're gonna bring down a lot of purple from this, especially on this eye where we're gonna do the occlusion. It's gonna work up through our forehead. So I'm gonna kind of drag this down more. On this side, we're not doing the vascular occlusion down. So I'm just gonna kind of try to keep this more normal. And then on this side is where we're going to be building out our artwork and making it creepy. And then there's this darker blue color in here. It's almost like a slate. Let's see what that looks like in here. Ooh. There's this like lighter matte blue that kind of just like lightens it up a bit in the center, which I think will be cool because there's a metallic we can put over that, so that'll be really pretty. I kind of want to come back to these later on, but I want to get going with this occlusion that we're going to do. And I'm honestly referencing myself, like look at this. I like picked up my own camera, my own phone, and I'm like, all right, what did I do exactly? One of the things that I did that made this a lot easier is that I use a lot of lip liners and eyeliners. I think these are mostly lip liners because they're like in the colors like purples and there's like a red. With that in mind, they're lip liners. All right, so you can see that of the colors I'm going to be using the one that I first got, then the middle one that's like more purple blue, and then down here there's like this darker purple color. And then the other thing, as I like try to wipe this off before I get it on myself, is that I do have this red lip liner. And so that is the other thing that we're gonna use to kind of like build up the redness. But then we're also gonna go into some blue eyeshadows. So it's gonna be kind of a mix, but bear with me, it's not hard. At least when I did it last time, it wasn't hard. I'm gonna pick up this Dior one because it has like the darkest purple kind of color in it. And I'm seriously going to just start almost like drawing veins on my face coming off of my eye. Then I just like spend some time sketching on my face. Have you ever like drawn like spooky trees? Is that, I mean, for some reason I've drawn a lot of spooky trees. It's kind of like the same idea, but you just kind of like work it down. And so my vascular occlusion The concept of it is that it like started in my lips and then like worked its way up. What's gonna happen is that it's going to sweep through this side of my face. Then I kind of like have it like dead end into my chin area. Come up here now and just kind of like sketch out this whole idea of this like vascular tree that kind of works its way down my forehead and down my nose and then over kind of into my eye area and then down. I mean, it's not like crazy rocket science on this. It kind of gives you kind of the overall like map out of how this is gonna work. I'm just gonna start playing with it. So maybe like it needs more balance over here as I look at it. It's going to get lots more layers. I wanna start bringing in our eyeshadows again. Just like packing it on top of my little vascular lines. This is actually my favorite look so far to do because I feel like it's super forgiving, but it looks super cool. I promise you do not need to be an artist to do this. I am not Nikki Tutorials, obviously, you guys can tell, but you can do this. This one is not hard. So I always feel like if I can do something, you can do it because I do not consider myself some kind of like makeup queen by any means. Now I'm picking up some of that blue and I'm kind of just like packing it on the inside of this eye, kind of like giving it that idea that, you know, your eye can go black from this. And you can even pick up that darker kind of shade and work it in there too. And if you've ever looked at bruises and if you've ever looked online at vascular occlusions, not saying that this looks exactly like a vascular occlusion, this is definitely a dramatic vascular occlusion. My point is that when you look at them, the gradation isn't like perfect, the blending isn't perfect. So I share that with you just because I want to make sure that you know it's okay that it's going to be kind of like in areas just not perfectly blended out. You could blend it out, but that, in my opinion, that kind of like doesn't make it look as realistic. And then you guys, you just seriously like play with it and you just gotta go and do your little spooky trees. You're moving down your face. All right, so I'm gonna finish kind of doing that all the way and then we'll be back. The blue I've put in, you can see kind of, but we're gonna make this look better because I know right now it's not looking like as good as I did before. This color, House Laboratories Drag, is kind of like this red burnt color. I'm gonna use it now to basically go on top of these things and kind of like give it more color too. More of this red kind of color. You'll see when we go and start blending them out, it kind of all comes together. At least it did last time. So I'm very hopeful this time. That's kind of what happens when you get a vascular occlusion, is it can go white. And I feel like this is where the magic really happens, when you start like pressing on these kind of like soft lip liners. And then you can come back through and do some more detail work. The magic really happens when you start blending it. Here is our red lip liner. In my Natasha Denona palette, I am going to pick up this blue, take it in this hairline and just make it darker back here. I mean, I actually think this is super fun. You could play with this a lot, but you could also like do it super fast and not play with it. I like how these are kind of like dangling off, but I want to make sure that we get them more defined even. I'm going to take this a little bit more. I'm going to This red eyeshadow is metallic, it kind of looks cool because it's gonna like be kind of reflective. Once you feel like you've played with it enough, then what you want to do is you just want to take a setting powder. Wait, I had one. This is very inexpensive setting powder. This will subdue some of the color, but it will also set it and not have it smear all over you. You are going to set this, because if you don't, it will just go everywhere. One of my favorite palettes is this Toddy palette. I like want to take this and I just want to put it on my eyes because I think it'll be so pretty. Because even though we're dealing with a vascular occlusion, we still want to shine and sparkle. Now we have some sparkle on our eye, which looks fun. I have this e.l.f. super like sparkle. So if you want to bring this whole look together, you can make yourself a little syringe. So I made myself this mini syringe. I basically cut this big syringe in half and then hot glued its little presser into the end and then cut off any pokey things. I was gonna see if I could like get it to stick on my face, but that was not going well for me. You could like carry this around and you could be like, what? Say you're not into what I just did, and I don't blame you, who knows what I just did. But let's say you still want something quick. I just picked up a bunch of wigs from Amazon and some headpieces. So let's try them on because maybe these will be something you're interested in. So here we go. Black unicorn, beaded bat, widow, pink wig with a bat clip. Or you could throw on this dusty pink long-haired look wig with like these long bangs. You know, if you've ever wanted to have long hair, today is the day. And then I thought that this wig was pretty cool because it had the ombre and the A-line cut, and you can take a pair of fun devil ears and stick them crooked on your head. Then you can make them straight. Or switch it up for the angel you wish you were. I just appreciate you guys so much, and I love Halloween, and I thought this was fun. And if you are looking for ideas, I hope that this gave you some insight. And if you were curious from my Instagram on how I did this, I hope that it helped, you know, pull back the curtain. I hope you guys have a great and safe Halloween, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.
If I'm dreaming, because you know I can't get enough of this feeling you're giving me. Don't wanna wake up. No, I don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up.